This is our garden, which has been neglected and overgrown over the years. My name is Orion, this is Jess and Benji, and Lilia is now 3 months old. As a family, we have never had a garden, and we are super excited to restore and bring it back to its former glory. And if you hadn't guessed already, we've never done this before. So if you want to follow along as we transform this garden, make sure you hit subscribe to watch new videos every single Wednesday and Sunday as we embark on a brand new journey. In today's video, we are going to begin reclaiming the garden. Jess has actually begun collecting all of the dead sticks and twigs and stuff like that because she's going to compost them. And I think one of the first things I want to do is reclaim the path. As you can see, it is heavily overgrown. When you walk down the path to the front garden, it is barely walkable with bushes sticking out everywhere. And I think the path actually comes up to here. That's how much of the grass has come over. So I have been out and I've brought, I think this is called a half moon lawn edger. And I'm going to follow the perimeter of the path and cut off the edge, which will allow me to find the edge of the garden and then scrape off all of the overgrown turf. Eventually we should get a hard divide between the lawn and the patio or the path. So with one side done, it's starting to look a lot cleaner. I just need to tackle this side. It's just getting a little challenging with this one being so fussy. So whilst I deal with this grumpy one, let's throw over to Jess and see what she's up to.
What are we doing, Benji? Tell them. So we're going to take this bush over here is dead, which you'll see in a minute. We've got a dead bush. We're going to break the sticks off. We're going to pop them in a bag. Yep. And we're going to use them later on to put in the bottom of our planters, just so that we're not using as much compost. I don't know if you remember the vlogs from the allotment. We used a lot of compost. It was very expensive. The best thing to do is to just layer it with bits and bobs. Bit of a plant lasagna, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, don't do it without me.
Come on then. What are you doing? Hiya, Lily. Should we take this out your mouth? You having a good time? Sunbathing.
Yeah.
Good branch. So easy to snap.
Look, I got this big bit.
What are you doing, Benji?
Are you getting that small to put it in the bowl?
Yeah, so he's just getting all the branches that we took off, so we've pretty much took most of it off now. And Benji's going to put them in the bags, ready for us to use when we've finally got some planters.
I can use the scissors to cut little pieces and put them in the bag.
No, again, we don't need little pieces, just as long as it fits in the bag, it's fine, Benji. And what are you doing? Are you making sure we're doing a good job? Are you making sure we're doing a good job? Yeah. Are you checking on us? This is how bad some of the thorns are. It's gone through the bottom through to the side of my shoe. We're trying to get rid of them because obviously they're not very safe around children. Got another one. That one's gone right into my foot. Violent things. Look at them. What even are these? So over here I have been cleaning up some bushes. Some of them are particularly sharp and spiky, as you'll see in this clip. One has gone right through the sole of my shoe. Luckily it didn't go right through to my foot, but it looked quite sharp and painful. So I cleared that, and what looks to be an old flower bed, as it's sort of separated from the grass. So I'm going to clear it up a little bit, and then maybe we'll be able to reuse this area to plant some nice flowers. So now I've raked it. It looks a little bit better. Lots of snail shells in here. There's lots of these things growing, and I think a lot of them are brambles. There's a bush here which I think I might get rid of. I don't know what it is. Don't know if anyone knows what it might be, but I think it's got buds on it. But I think I'm just going to get rid. Because to be honest, I think this garden might even end up being the one that the kids play in. I used the app the other day on these, and I think they are a type of lily. I think something to do with spiders, funny enough. But yeah, there's a few of them all over here, and I might just leave them because I quite like to see what they would turn out. They've also grown through this pot, so I'm not really sure what to do about that. There's some rubble in there. Just want to make it look nice.
Well, I finished edging this path and I think it's turned out quite nice, to be honest. It's definitely not perfect, but it's better than it was. I think now that I've done the path in the garden and it's to a suitable standard, I'm going to come out here and tackle the front path. This should look much more satisfying after I'm done with it. I mean, just look at how much it is overgrown onto the path. That is so much turf. This is absolutely mad. I feel like I'm just fighting a losing battle here. Reclaiming the path, but how long is it going to be before the field claims the path back for itself? I don't know. At least I can get it looking tidy for now. I do wonder at what point I went from, you know, rather stay indoors, play video games as a child. Weeding was something I never liked. I don't think anyone liked it. I feel like every child at some point went for a phase of, as punishment, you had to weed the garden. So now, actively choosing to be out here pulling out weeds. I mean, Benjamin is literally inside watching television right now. Got fed up of being outside, got bored quite quickly, but you know, maybe I should start pushing him, getting him out weeding. God, I hated this as a child. Why I'm choosing to do this now, I have no idea. But it's something that has to be done. Got to make this place look presentable. I have barely cleared out half of the path and I already have an overflowing wheelbarrow full of turf. If you guys have any ideas as a better home for this turf, then let me know in the comments down below, because I'm just going to dump it. I don't know what to do with it. It's just been on the path for ages. Now it's just being dumped somewhere. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Safe to say, it is definitely looking much better. I think I'm going to hack out this bush because it's all this thorny stuff, which apparently flowers quite nicely in like early winter or late autumn time, but it's just so invasive and incredibly sharp. I'm pretty sure Jess actually stood on one earlier and it pierced through her shoe. So with kids and stuff like that, I think I'm gonna hack it back. Much like everything on my channel, I'm sure there's plenty of pros out there that are being like, you know, don't do that. God, that is really sharp. Don't do that, it's like a beautiful plant. But as always, I have no idea what I'm doing, and this, I find, is the best way to learn. University of YouTube, and thanks to all of your guys' feedback. Right or wrong, we learn together. I may have got a little carried away with trimming, as that bush has been eradicated from the front. I haven't gone all the way up, but all of this is cleared out. The only problem is I've trimmed it back. So I've got these stubs of like really big roots and I'm struggling to find a way of getting it out. Don't have to completely dig it out maybe, I'm not entirely sure. If anyone has any ideas, then please let me know. I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm just making it up as I go along, but I've trimmed them back for now so they're off the path. I don't know what to do about that bush because it kind of looks dead to me, but when you get a little bit closer, you can see that it's starting to flower. So a part of me thinks I should just leave it, as my main goal is just to clear the path. I don't want to go too drastic in today's video. Just want to kind of clear up and make it a little tidier and start assessing what to do with the flower beds. And I think I've actually smashed that. This is hot and sweaty work, but I'm enjoying being out in the overcast sun today. However, the path looks so much better. I started here and I've worked my way all the way in here and down the front of the house. Look how much different that looks now. I wonder if I can show like what it looked like before and how it looks now. Little by little, we will reclaim the garden from the overgrowth and transform it into something that looks beautiful. Because let me tell you, it's hard graft. And that like invasive thorny bush that I kind of clipped out from all the way along this flower bed here, this root it's huge. This thing, it's massive. I tried to uproot it with my fork and made the rookie mistake of bending it, so I need to fix that later on. But I'm thinking here, if we turn all the soil along this flower bed, doing our best to save what flowers are left in it, because for the most part, after kind of cutting all of that overgrowth out, there isn't really a lot in here that is like still alive. Even that first bush down there, it looks to be dead, even though it is starting to flower. So I don't know if I just need to do some care on it or what the case may be with that. But if we turn all of this over, put new flowers in, the front of the house with the path all tidied up and stuff will actually look so nice. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. One thing me and Jess have been discussing is what to do about this bush. As we're in two minds really, a part of me is like, these laurels make the house look really nice, and maybe they just need to be trimmed back a bit rather than just completely cutting them all out, which I feel like would be really hard because the roots will most definitely be embedded in the wall, and the wall is like stacked brick. So like playing around with that is probably going to be a disaster. But yeah, maybe it just needs to be trimmed a little bit. If anyone has any advice as what you do with the laurels, like at what point would you cut them off? Would you like just keep this bit next to the house and it grows up the house and it's nice, and clear off this bit? Or would you trim it back? I'm kind of lost as to what to do with it, because a part of me thinks that it looks nice, but another part of me wants to know what it would look like without it there. And yeah, I'm a bit torn about what to do. I am, however, glad that I started cutting out all of these like really sharp, I don't even know what they are, but like these bushes are incredibly sharp. I don't know if you'll see it, but like my arm is like cut to bits from like pulling those bushes out and moving them to be burnt later on. Oh, I can't believe I could actually walk down the path to the front door. Just imagine what this will be like with nice pretty flowers all the way down there. Oh my god, dreamy. However, whilst I've been doing this, as you saw earlier, I had Lily for a little bit. Unfortunately, she's not feeling very well. She's been throwing up a lot today, but Jess was making some progress in the garden. I'm not entirely sure how much she filmed, so you may have already seen bits of it, but she kind of had to stop abruptly because Lily was like kicking off. But she started tidying up a bit of the garden and making a collection of sticks and like all the dead bushes she's kind of cut up into a large pile, because when she had the allotment, she used to use them as like composting for composting beds and stuff like that. And she started to gather a nice stick pile. There's my bush of prickly, it's like barbed wire. It's like living barbed wire. That's what that stuff feels like. It's absolutely violent, but I think we have made a decent dent in the garden today. Whew, it's been a long day. I know these clips are probably, a lot has happened in a short period of time, because between clips it sometimes is like an hour or 2 hours of me just doing stuff without me really talking to the camera. But man, it's a graft, and I'm happy that we have done just a little bit. Not that I've finished, I've still got some stuff to tidy up. Oh yeah, shout out, see Orion merch. You may have seen throughout this video I've been wearing the OW, I think, Built to Explore t-shirt. I can't actually remember what t-shirt I bought this morning, but you've probably seen it. If you want to copy yours, and make sure you check the link that you can see on screen, it'll be in the description and stuff like that. Get yourself some merch. Shout out to all the people who have been supporting so far. I'm tempted, as well as like shouting out the Patreon folks, who I really do appreciate, always being there to support that extra bit. It's helping me, you know, do stuff like this. Like the tools that I've got just to kind of get started with the garden is thanks to Patreon and the people who are supporting the merch. So yeah, big shout out to you guys. I'm tempted to start like putting some names on screen for people who buy the merch, and just like if you bought something from this particular video or a date, I'll just shout people out and stuff like that. I'm actually excited to start planting some of the Patreon subscribers, which sounds very odd, but that is something that we are definitely looking to do. And now that the weather is nicer and it is indeed spring, there's no time like the present. Anyways, I'm going to get all this tidied up, and I'm going to say thank you very much for watching today's video as we start the gardening renovation. What do you call it? Transformation, I guess is probably the right word. Not renovation. It's not like a renovation, is it? Transformation of reviving our garden and our huge paddock. Oh my god! Like I've just seen how. Look at my car. I need to get it cleaned. The thing is, if I get that cleaned, it just goes back to that in like a day. So it kind of just don't see the point anymore. I need a pickup or an off-roader or 4x4 or something. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up today's video. As I said in the last video, if you've not seen that one already, I'm just going to keep reiterating a little bit in these vlogs. I haven't been feeling great, so I'm slowly getting back on the bike of making videos and stuff. So I do apologize if they're not as like filled with content as they used to be. Like I started getting to a point where I was like, originally it was like 10-minute videos, and then it became like 15-minute videos, and it was like 20-minute videos, and it was just jam-packed full of stuff. And I think it was burning me out because I was like cramming too much into one video, and it was making it really difficult for me to keep up with my upload schedule, given the amount of time I have to record this stuff because of work and, you know, having a family and everything else I got going on in my life. So yeah, I'm sorry that the videos aren't as top notch as they were, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Just bear with me. All the same, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, Ryan. I appreciate that. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe. But as always, it's been Orion. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, peace, much love. Bye-bye. Eventually, we should get some of...
What's up, guys? Welcome to Jackass. Today I'm going to do a kickflip.
Well, I'm happy with this path that I have kind of...
There are some very sharp, spiky